Welcome back, everybody. Today we've got a 2019 Core Deck Builders Toolkit we're going to open. I will try to be as coherent as possible. It is like 5 a.m. I'm pretty tired, but considering it takes me 3 hours to upload one of these videos to YouTube, and I'm waiting on one right now, can't go to bed, so I guess I'll open this guy. I just got done doing the video for the Dominaria packs, so I believe this is supposed to have a Dominaria pack in it as well. So a nice little segue, and one less pack I have to sort by itself. I can sort it with the rest of them. So looks like, according to this, it should have the Deck Builder's Guide, the reusable storage box. I love those boxes. 125 cards from recent sets, which at the time would have been, should be a Core 19 pack, a Dominaria, an Ixalan, and a Rivals of Ixalan, which I do have a full box of Ixalan and a bundle of Ixalan and a Rivals of Ixalan bundle that I'll be opening very soon here, so I guess this will kind of be a segue into those. So look out for those videos as well. And that's, if I'm correct, that's what I've seen online. That's what's supposed to be in here, as far as I know. But they say, well, question marks, mystery. I believe they're all the same, though. So, all right, let's break into this thing, see what we get. I did start a Patreon as well. And the plan with that is to give everybody early access to any of the cards that I pull out of these that I'm going to sell. I'm going to sell the more higher end cards to try and fund more purchases, to do more videos, and to help rebuild my collection, because I sold everything. I think 12 years ago, I have nothing left. Okay, so here's our Deck Builder's Guide. Well, now I've got a lot of stuff, but that's because I've been going crazy and buying all kinds of cards the last couple weeks. So it kind of comes with a basic rundown of what's in here, and then the basics you need to start playing. Which colors to choose, goes over different colors, white, blue, black, just kind of little bullet points of their strengths of each color. Shows a little bit about synergy between different combos or different creature types or whatever. Quick reference guide and advertisements to buy more stuff, because you always have to buy more. That's right. Gotta keep that machine going. This is just our outer sleeve. We don't need that. We're going to set that aside. So here's our reusable box. That's definitely been sitting around for a little bit. I don't know. I guess that's just the finish on there. That's whatever they decided to splash colors on the side a little bit. Okay, so here's our packs of the random cards. I'm not too familiar with the set symbols. I've been away for a long time, so yeah, I have no idea what those set symbols are. I won't be able to tell really which sets they're from. Feel free to comment and let me know. Oh, here's some more. A couple more packs of cards, so we'll be opening all those to see what's in here. And as presumed, Ixalan, Rivals of Ixalan, Dominaria, and Core 2019. Just as the internet predicted would be in here. So, push our box back there, and we'll put the Deck Builder's Guide in it just to get it out of my way here. All right, let's do these packs first. All right, see if I can get these open without having to use a blade and risk chopping up one of the cards. Hey, look at that. All right. So, it looks like we've got some Dominaria commons. I do know the Dominaria logo because I just opened a box. I would assume this is probably Rivals of Ixalan, but I'm not 100% sure. So, but we do have an uncommon there. So, commons, uncommons, more commons, uncommons, different sets. Got a lot of M19 in here. Obviously, it's Core 19 Deck Builder's Kit, so that would make perfect sense. I do like the idea of these. I don't like the idea of the basic lands being intertwined in the Deck Builder's Kits. I kind of prefer the way they do it in the bundles and have the separate land packs. So you don't have all these millions of just stupid basic lands falling all over the place randomly in boxes and whatnot. Have to find homes for them. I do prefer having them separated in little sealed packs. Just they're just easier to deal with that way than having all these random basic lands intertwined throughout everything. Just more sorting, you know? I mean, I do way too much sorting already with this game. The common to rare slot is so over skewed, it's kind of ridiculous. You gotta, you know, I mean, to get even one of each of the rares, you've got to open several booster boxes, which ends up with dozens of each common. So there's definitely a lot of filler, I guess you could say, in these boxes. Lot more, you know, I mean, they just really load you up with the commons and stuff. And the uncommons are actually a pretty decent kind of mix, I guess you could say. You don't really get, you can't really guarantee a play set out of a box of commons, obviously. You only, some you'll get like a dozen of, and some you'll only get one of. So haven't gotten to any rares in here yet, so I imagine they probably put all the rares in the one package there. There just seem to be some different assorted commons and uncommons. I don't think there's any rhyme or reason. I don't think they're specifically catered to build decks or anything like that. I think it's just a random assortment of cards. We'll save the rare one for last. Get rid of this cannon fodder first. Personally, I do like the, you know, building decks that are inexpensive just out of commons and uncommons, you know. It's more fun to play with your friends that way. You know, if you're not, especially if you got casual players that you're friends with. Don't spend a lot on the game. Sometimes you can overwhelm them pretty bad if you're, you know, if you're spending a good amount on the game and they're not, and you're throwing out all these crazy rares and mythics and just you know, cleaning the floor with them, basically. You know, it gives them, when you just build cheap decks that are just kind of fun to play, it gives them a little bit more of a fighting chance, and everybody has a lot more fun that way. I got in the game to have fun, not because of investment purposes. Oh, hold on, there's some weird lands in here. They're not all basics. I probably better go back through and make sure I didn't screw any of that up. Oh no, I guess they're all clumped together here. So anyways, yeah, it's just a lot more fun. There's only one of that one. I might have missed one. It's a lot more fun to play when it's a little more of a level playing field for the players, you know. Yeah, this wasn't an investment thing when I started back in Revised, when Legends came out. Legends should have been a pretty big clue to the fact that it would be some type of investment thing down the road in the future, and we kind of knew it with the Power 9 stuff being cut so early that, you know, and how the values on that went up. You know, it did get what we considered expensive. You know, I think the Black Lotus was like a whopping $50, you know, around that time. The Moxes were like $25 a piece. It was insane. I wish I could go back and get someone with that price. So for some reason, it looks like the rare one has a pull tab, but the others didn't. So that's kind of weird. Look, squirrel. I get distracted easy. These cards are just too much fun. But anyways, as I was saying, you know, sometimes just building fun decks. So we got, rares. I should probably go through the rares. Shipping Dragon, Sarah's Guardian, Riddle Master Sphinx, Gravewalker, and Aggressive Mammoth. I'm not sure if that's all our rares, but those were all M19 rares. Nothing from the other sets. Some of the most fun I had playing Magic in the early days was just against friends before the values really got out of hand, and it was just about building cool decks and you know, having fun. Once the card prices started going up and whatnot, things did get a little bit more, you know, people were getting a little more upset when they lose, because, you know, they spend a whole bunch of money building this deck and then it'd fail miserably at the Magic nights, and they get upset about it. And, you know, like you can see it from their angle too. You know, they spent a bunch of money. They didn't want it all to be wasted. They wanted to show up and dominate, you know. But sometimes clever decks pay off more in the long run than spending a bunch of money. Okay, so we got this gigantic stack of uncommons, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rares, no mythics. So the assorted cards are pretty weak, and not much really to write home about there. So the assorted cards in these are pretty weak, but like I said, it's just really, I think, mainly for getting beginner players to kind of start building some easy to work with decks. So here's our commons and our uncommons. You see, we got half as many uncommons as we do commons in here. So it's kind of weird. There's kind of a lot of uncommons and very few rares, and actually not as many commons as you would expect. I mean, we got plenty of basic lands. Holy cow, look at that stack of lands. There's got to be 100, 150 lands in here. It's ridiculous. Plus all these little absolutely awful dual lands that come into play tapped. I do hate that. Don't like lands coming into play tapped. And there's some bending to the cards because of the way they stack them in the boxes there. You can see that like half the lands are bent, the other half are straight. Anyways, so let's open some of these packs. I'll do the Dominaria first because I just freshly went through 40 packs of this, so I'm a little more familiar with this set than the others. Alright, so we'll get through our commons here. This one should be uncommon, uncommon, rare, and then an uncommon, but it doesn't always hold true to that. So, Spore Swarm, Juggernaut, is that... Wow, they reprinted the original Juggernaut. How many times has this thing been printed? He was a pretty big beast in the early days, but he kind of fizzled out pretty quick. A rare, ooh, nice, a Clifftop Retreat, one of the dual lands. Now, these come into play tapped unless you control a mountain or plains. So if you're already playing those colors, it actually doesn't come in tapped. So that's nice. They are basic dual lands as long as you have at least one other mountain or plains card in play already. So that's a good hit there. Another uncommon, another basic land, because, you know, God, we need more of that. And then a Sepperling token. Let's go for Core 19 next. So yeah, basic moral of the story is don't always try to beat the living hell out of your friends with the Mr. Suitcase collection, spending a bunch of money and trying to, you know, just trying to dominate them mercilessly. Try to have fun. Try to build some cool combos and some cheaper decks, and just, you know, enjoy playing. Rogue's Gloves, Ghostspark Twins, and this one's 3 uncommons in a row. Enigma Drake, and then our rare is a Johnny's Last Stand for our M19 pack. Oh, and a rare foil, Psymaster Thopterist. Okay. It creates Thopter tokens. Okay. And then we got one of the comes into play tapped lands. All right. But yeah, a foil rare in the second pack, and one of the nice Clifftop Retreats in the Dominaria pack. So far we're doing pretty decent. Now the Ixalons, yeah, I don't know anything about these sets really. So, especially the Rivals, I haven't even looked at any card values in the set at all, so you'll have to tell me if I pull good or not. Ah, I was right, that was the Rivals logo. So this one's all on you guys, because I have no idea. So leave in the comments if this is a good rare or not when we get to it. So we'll kind of go through our commons here. All right, uncommons are Thunderherd Migration, Raging Regisaur, all right. Bright, colorful dinosaurs in these Ixalan sets. Majestic Heliopterus, holy cow, yeah. It's way too late to try and pronounce that one. And a rare is Blood Sun. It's kind of like the opposite of Blood Moon. Blood Sun enters the battlefield, draw a card. All lands lose all abilities except mana abilities. Yeah, it's kind of like a Blood Moon, but you get to draw a card. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's probably pretty useful in red decks, especially mono red decks. All right. Oh, and a treasure token. I think those are kind of sought after. They are a cool ability. Anything I can get for free and then sacrifice for a mana of any color, I'm totally behind. All right, and then our Ixalan set. I looked up this one a little bit, so I know some of the more valuable cards. So we'll see. Still feel free to comment if you see something nice in here. Navigator's Ruin, Arranging Raptors, Charging Monstrosaur, and Tocatli Honor Guard? Tocatli? Yeah. Way too late to try and pronounce some of these names. So I'm not sure if that one's good. I don't remember that. And we got a full common. So sacrifice and draw 3 cards is nice for a 1-drop. However, 8 mana to do that? Yeah, that's kind of useless. Come on, Wizards. Games don't last long enough to get 8 lands on the board anymore. All right, so that's our Deck Builders Toolkit 2019. Hope you guys liked the video. I did set up a Patreon, like I said, that gives you, if you subscribe to the Patreon account, you will get early access and discounts and shipping discounts if you want to buy any cards before I actually post them on eBay or on my own site when I get it built up. So, yeah, if you're interested in anything you see in any of my videos, go ahead and join my Patreon, and it's not very expensive. I just got a $5 and $10 tiers that give you different discounts. So if you're going to be buying a decent amount of singles, then it'll pay for itself pretty quick. So, all right, thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. Every like, subscribe, and share is hugely appreciated. Help me build up the channel and get things going. Help me rebuild my collection after all these years and get back into the game. All right, thanks, guys.